Okay, we are ready to get started. So I'm going to call this meeting to order. Today is August 14th, 2025. I'd like to thank everyone for coming. This is the Kingston Local Development Corporation's August meeting, and we have a quorum. So I'm officially call this meeting to order. So first, why don't we just, while we're all here, let's approve the minutes from the last meeting. Did everyone have a chance to review and everyone is good with the minutes? Could I have a motion to approve the minutes from our previous meeting? Lenny, second Sal, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay. And why don't we just also get through the treasurer's report? Sticking around, but we'll get that stuff done.
Good morning, everybody. Quick treasurer's report regarding loan information. Currently, we have 2 delinquent loans, Inc. and Casavia. Notices have already been sent out to those folks, and it's fully expect them to be caught up sooner than later. No concerns with those folks at all. Deposit balance information staying consistent. Now that the migration over to M&T has kind of settled and Mandy has a handle on the tools associated with that institution, we are going to discuss laddering some CDs again like we did at our prior institution to get our money working for us. So that's a conversation that'll be had sooner than later. As far as new business, we'll be discussing a new loan application today. The Finance Committee has had a chance to review that. Looking forward to discussing that with everybody. And we will touch lightly on a prior application that has resurfaced. That is all for Treasurer's report today.
Okay. Thank you, Tony. Does anyone have any questions for Tony?
Are we going to discuss where the money now or
no? No, we're gonna discuss with Mandy, Steve, and then I'll bring it to everybody formally once we have our.
Evening. Yes. Do I have a second? Thank you. Hayes, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, great. And before we get into the loan application, ADD sent us over. They're our marketing firm that we hired to be able to help us launch the new website and help get some more social media traffic up. And so they wanted to give us a little bit of an overview. And so I actually have a little presentation for them that I want to show you all. So I'm going to share our screen and hopefully everyone will be able to see it. I'll come in a little bit. Let me just get the sharing privileges for myself. This one. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in so everyone can actually see what we're looking at. You're still not going to be able to really see it. So I'm just going to read over some of this. So they have basically most of since launching, direct traffic has sent the most traffic, which is generally mostly, KDD staff. We're showing up in the organic search with 28 people visiting through that channel. Visitors are well engaged, especially from the organic traffic and social media. One person has so far submitted a form, which was someone who directly went to the website. The 3 top pages viewed other than the homepage was the leadership, so who's on it, the Kingston Business Park, and our resources page. Some of the traffic to the leadership page is likely from board members and KDD staff, since there are a lot of repeat visitors page. And so they then provided just a little bit of the engagement rates, the number of new users since they've launched here, and just some more details which I can share. We'll send this around to everyone. But again, you can see that there was a good amount of traffic to the park page. There was, and so then in terms of just our Facebook account, we have done 10 posts from April 1st to June 23rd. Unfortunately, they have not been the most popular posts around. We had a total of one like and 2 new likes. We reached about 51 people. We haven't paid to reach anyone, and we've had about 99 impressions. The 3 highest reach posts were Pride Month, a board member highlight with Lenny, and the did you know that 99% of the businesses in the US are small? And then the most shared posts were what a loan can do for your business. The 99% businesses in the US are small, and the Spring is Here Blooming Businesses in Kingston post that we did. So it kind of gives you just a little bit of a sense. With Instagram, they were generally the same posts that were popular for Instagram as well, just in a little bit of a different order. And LinkedIn also, there was the one difference here is that the most engaging and the most shared was actually the one we did related to the gap financing explainer, which talks about what our loan program actually does when banks don't cover everything. And so that was one of the most engaging posts that we had and that was shared on Instagram. And so I think that what Katie wanted us to share today was obviously all of this is new. We're trying to get out there. And so if any of you are on social media and want to start sharing some of our material, that would definitely be helpful. Even if you go back to some of our older posts and share those around, that would really help. And I know we're all super busy and we don't always see these things pop up on our feed, but if you can, it would really help at least get the word out to our community members and business owners that we have some of these other technologies to connect with us. And so this would be helpful if we kind of help do this, especially because so far we haven't made the decision to actually pay for any advertising. And so right now it's all organic. I think in, the months ahead, especially as we look to our 2026 budget, I think we can have a conversation about whether we want to do any paid, direct targeted advertising to business owners in and around, either Kingston, Ulster County, New York City, whatever we want to do. That can be a discussion for the future, and if that's something we want to budget for next year. But for now, I think if we all just start sharing these things around a little bit or liking them, or that would be great.
Did we give them a budget for boosting posts?
We did not. No, we wanted to kind of keep it low cost as we could at the time to kind of get everything set up and for them to help us create some of this content, but we haven't actually boosted or paid for anything yet. So, yes.
So I meet with them on a monthly basis, and we had discussed how much it would cost to just start with smaller paid ads. And they're saying that at minimum it's $20 per day, which is $600 a month. They said if you go lower than that, you won't reach anybody. So when we come around to do the budget, which is in October for 2026, if the board feels that maybe we should study it out a little bit more, go then get minimum $600 a month.
Yeah, and I think that's when we would have to kind of decide, if there's if we roll out all of our loan programs for 2026 and say we have any updates to what we're offering, or we set our interest rates for 2026, or whatever we want to do to be able to, that kind of information could be something that could be maybe worth it, because if we get one loan back, the interest rate that person will pay on that loan will more than pay for the $600 that we're paying a month. It's just a matter of making sure that, if we're posting, flowers, for blooming businesses, it may not be worth, actually, selling at some.
But it's $600 a month, though. Is that the Katie's firm or is that Facebook's charge?
That's the pay for Facebook, Instagram.
So that's
Mike is still
$55.
if they're administering those ads, there'll probably be a charge on top of that from them.
Because we do it with our business and
No,
we can do a lot.
if they-
Less than 600.
If they pay for it and we have to pay them back, it's another 10%. If they take it directly out of our account, it's just the.
Oh, then they're just planning to boost the stuff that they have already created to put out there. That's how it's looking at it.
Right.
Awesome.
So you can spend $50 in ways that can get you a lot of impressions.
Yeah.
In my experience.
Yeah.
I know nothing about social media.
And that's why I think we can set
Yeah.
whatever the budget is. They're gonna have their recommendations, but we can be like, let's just try it. Let's just do $50 a month and see what happens. Or, I think it really will depend on, it could then be the need to have a mix of both organic sharing and community members being like, oh, this is cool, and then them sharing it, but also people actually seeing it pop up in their feed as like a paid, boost or advertisement.
So a few things, can we ask the people who are clients of our current loan products to please share it in our posts? It's an ask, right? But to me, they're our best advocates, right? They're our evangelists. They're already using the product. People can ask that business, like, why did you share that? Well, good question. I have this, so I feel like that's the truest way we could use that resource that we have already without having to pay for it. And my ask for the group would be, before we put out money to boost pages that people probably aren't going to engage with or care about, like, let's build something. Let's have some kind of calendar. Let's have some plan for this rather than just putting it out there and kind of, from a business perspective, these are horrible numbers, right? So like nobody's looking at anything. It's basically like a vanity page for us now. And so I would really like to give people some compelling reason to want to engage with it. And I think that we need to think about that, or we can pay Katie to think about it for us. But I think that like we're going to be the best to figure that out. So I don't know how we do that collectively, but I think that like we really need to figure it out here before we expect anything to show up here, even if we pay for it.
I think that will pass customers too. Have we ever done anything like testimonials?
Yeah, that's
No.
Yeah.
But that's another reason that KDD said it starts with the board. If you're not going to share on your social media page, it's harder for it to get out because people aren't just looking for consumer development.
But I think we, at least Mandy and I talked about, as we kind of look at our either current loan roster or previous loan roster to be able to see if there are members of that group that want to be like do testimonials and to be able to highlight them. Yeah. And then also be able to have them be willing to share and, be more engaged with like, hey, the KLDC helped me. And I think that is a project that we want to work on. But as you guys know too, like we haven't done loans in a while. Like it's been hard to get people to want to use our loan products, especially when interest rates were so low. It was like, well, why do we need? And so we've had a glut of like non-loans. And so some of the businesses that we loaned were like 20 years ago. And so it's like, how far back do we want to go? For them to be like, the KLDC helped me 20 years ago with 70.
All those micro COVID loans.
Yes, that
helped a lot.
That did help a lot.
Bunch of those.
Sure.
Yeah.
I guess, a lot of the people who got the loans are pretty high profile. There was a run up savings bank. 4 or 5 years ago where it was prominent commercial customers.
Yeah.
With photographs.
Yeah.
We always pay attention to it because you do the work.
Yeah. So we're going to work on that. And so that's something we did. We have talked to KDD about trying to get more testimonials other than just the board member ones have been great. I appreciate you guys, letting us do that. But I think really trying to get some of our customers.
Is there a way that we can leverage the city to like send out some survey? And so basically it's a passive way to advertise. Then we can actually find out like, so last night I was talking to somebody and for the first time in my life on this board, I heard somebody say that they had actually looked at a local development corporation loan. And I had never had somebody like, and so I was like, okay, like this is, but I was going to find out like what the public knows or what they don't. And in that we are partially educating them.
Yeah, I think one of the things that so the city can definitely help, and one of the things that we have not done yet is we have not actually publicly announced that we've created a new website or new platforms. Like this has been kind of like the slow rollout to kind of get everything up and running. And so I do think that we should be doing some sort of press announcement that, we have all of these loan products, that we have this brand new website. And that's something that the city can share on its social page, where we have thousands of followers, and we can really be able to help kind of promote this new effort that the KLDC has done. And so we can definitely put that now on our to-do list. KDD just wanted to make sure that like everything was working on the website before we start doing a lot of stuff. And I think now it is, I think we have all the bios done now, right? I know that, I think all of the bios are done.
I believe
The
so.
board member application is now done.
Right, there were some issues with, initially, when somebody was to fill out an application for information, that it wasn't getting to me, it was somehow in the block, but they've been able to fix that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were they able to capture that information and get it to you eventually? Like it just didn't auto get there, or did it get lost in the ether?
They found it.
Okay, so they were able to find the
Yeah.
submission somewhere. Okay.
So, yeah, so we are happy to, and we may ask a couple of you for some quotes in the newsletter, or for the press release too, if that's okay. So that's kind of our marketing update.
Thank you.
And we'll keep you updated. All right, share here. All right, so the other item that we have on our agenda today is to be able to discuss a loan application. And we have gotten a loan application from All Points West Distillery, who would like to move to Kingston and would like to open their business here. And so they've applied for a couple of different loan products. And so because we're going to be talking about their financial details of their loan application, I'd like to ask that we go into executive session to be able to discuss the loan. Do I have a motion for that? Thank you. So thank you. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Let me just All right, so we're gonna come out of executive session with a motion. So is there someone first, can we motion to come out of executive session?
So
Thank you. So all in favor?
Aye.
All right, now that we're out, I think we have a motion related to the application we received.
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to approve a revolving loan of up to $250,000 at 5.5% for 20 years to All Points West Distillery, contingent on all city-specific permits and partner bank requirements.
Do I have a second on that? Thank you, Hayes. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, and so I think that was our last business item for today. So if that's all everyone has, just note, we are still looking for members. So if you know of anyone, we have a brand new board membership application on our brand new kldc-ny.org website. So you can see that application shared around. And we even put up a Facebook post advertising our request for members. So you can share that. So we still have a few openings left. So with that, I just want to say thank you, everyone. Okay. Yeah.
what are the next steps in the business part?
Oh, yes, business park. So we approved that MOA a few months ago. And so we are now in the process of designing an RFP. That's drafted. We'll share it with all of you. And then it would get released. That RFP would basically, what we would call it, is a request for expressions of interest, and it would be for a development team to apply to us to say they would like to take this project to the next step. And so for us, for the business park, the next step would be to take our conceptual study that was done by Borough Apple and to move it toward what would be a more kind of traditional planning process of doing the seeker, doing the site plan, going to planning board, getting finances lined up, applying for grants, building out a phased project. Because we know that building that all at once really just doesn't make sense right now in our region financially. So it'll be over probably 10 years. And so that would be the kind of the next step. So we expect that by the end of September or October, we'll be prepared to release an RFP. And then hopefully within a month or two, we'll have some interested parties. We just released an RFP for 25 Field Court, which is a former brownfield Superfund site on O'Neill Street and a whole lot of things, but more recently up into the 90s of the Social Security office. And so it's got a 14,000 square foot building and it's on, a little over an acre. And so we are hopeful that, we're going to get some responses back for that too. And so, yeah, it's an interesting time from kind of a development perspective in the valley, but we do think the business park provides a lot. So
Thank you.
yeah. Any other questions, thoughts, comments? All right. That's all. So thank you all. Go ahead. Oh, yes, one more. Go ahead. Oh, yeah, motion to adjourn. Tony. So, all right, all in favor? Aye. All right. Thank you.
Those action revenue.